Hello, my name's Christopher, and today I'm going to show you how to install Genmon on Cosmos Cloud using Big Bear Cosmos, a third-party app store. So, a little bit about this series, I'm going over home labs, so installing things, getting things set up, everything like that. So, if you're interested in that, subscribe, comment, like, and support the channel, and let's get started. I wanted to let y'all know about the Big Bear community. We just launched a community on community.bigbeartechworld.com. It's based on discourse, so go on there, join it, and say hi. So let's get back to your registered programming. So now this is what I'll be installing today. Genmon. It's a Generac and other models generator monitoring using Raspberry Pi or Wi-Fi. So I'm going to be installing the Docker container that I created and show you how to get up and running on Cosmos Cloud. So now I'm going to start on Big Bear Cosmos. There will be a link there on the YouTube description to get to this. And I'm going to go over the search and type Genmon. And then now you see it right here, serve apps, and then Genmon. You can click it. Then you have screenshots, config.json, and then description.json, and then the Docker Compose, and then the icon, which would be the logo. So here's a screenshot of it. This is what it will look like. And then the config.json, and then the description, name, description, long description, the tags, a repository, images, a image like the logo, and then supported architectures, AMD 64 and ARM 64, and then the icon. So you can go in the Docker Compose now. So it's pretty simple. The name is Big Bear Genmon, services, and then the service name is dynamic. And then the container name is dynamic, and then image, so Big Bear Tech World, and then Big Bear Genmon. This is coming off of Docker by default because there's no URL before this. And this is the Docker image, a tag right here. The environment variables, so you can set this to your own time zone. And then the ports, so on the host side is the left, on the right side it is the container side. And this is the UI port right here. And then restart unless stop. So that means if you stop for any reason, it will not try to restart. But if it fails any other reason, then it will try to restart. And then volumes down here. So we put the service name, which is the Big Bear Genmon. And then data, data 2, and data 3. And on the container side is get Genmon, etc Genmon, and then the var log. The host name down here is the same with the service name, and then the minimum version. So now you can go down here to the icon.png, and you can see that's the logo. So that's a little bit about Big Bear Genmon and Big Bear Cosmos. So I wanted to let you know about the Big Bear Club. You can join it, and it greatly supports this channel, and I very much appreciate it. So if you'd like to join the Big Bear Club, you can go down the YouTube description and go to my Ko-Fi link and join it from there. So let's get back to registered programming. So now I'm going to start on my Cosmos Cloud, and I'm going to go over to Market right here. And then you will need Big Bear Cosmos set up in the sources, and I have a video on doing that. So I'm going to cancel out. I'm going to go to search and type Genmon. And then now you see it right here, and it's coming from Big Bear OS. So I'm going to click it. Then I'm going to press install. And you can edit some of this, like your time zone right here. And I want you to do that. You can say next. And then now it gives you a JSON representation of what it will be creating. So I'm going to say create up here. And what this is doing is it's downloading the Docker image off the registry, getting extracted, getting up with Docker Compose underneath because it's using the Docker engine. It's also setting up the volumes and the network. So I'm going to close it out right there. I'm going to close this out. And then now if you go over to Serve Apps, you can see it is up and running now. So now I'm going to go ahead and create a URL. And this is so it's not directly exposed like these ports are. I'm going to make a URL for the UI port right here. So it's going to be 8,000. So I'm going to go ahead and click the new right here. And it has everything filled out for you. The container port is 8,000. The HTTP protocol. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm. Refresh. And if you get this red dot right here, that means that it's probably not going to work. So you're going to go into here and delete it. Then go back to Serve Apps, go to New URL and do it again. Confirm, refresh, and now you have a green dot. So we got the URL set up now. So I'm going to go ahead and go to View Details, Network, and then I'm going to empty out the host port right here. So once you do that, you're going to say Update Ports. And now it's updated. So I'm going to go backwards. And now you can see it's not exposed anymore. And you go to the URL to get to it. So when you're on the home page, you'll see the URL right here. So Big Bear Genmon. I'm going to change this just to Genmon now. So if you go ahead and go to URLs and go to into the URL and then setup and you change the name right here, you can change it to just Genmon to make the name shorter and then save, refresh, and it'll say route not found because you changed the name. So you go back to URLs and you can see it right here. And you can also see that it's changed on the homepage. So now when you're on the serve apps right here and you click it, you can see the apps that are running. So Big Bear Genmon and the ports and the network, the URL that we created, and you can check this to auto update container, and then CPU and RAM down here. You can go into View Details. You can see the image, the ID, the IP address of the Docker, and then the health and auto update URLs and the monitoring. You can go ahead and go over here to logs. This is great for debugging. And you can go to monitoring and you can monitor resources, the network, hourly and daily, events that happen. This is great for debugging as well, and filters and sorting. Terminal, the compose, and you can edit it and then press edit right here. Docker, the image, restart policy, and then the user interactive mode, the environment variables, and then labels and devices, and then you press update container once you're done. The network, so the network up here, and then the host port, and then the container ports, and you can also add a port right here, and then you can get rid of it. You can change it to TCP or UDP. And then you just say update ports. Storage, so you can see that there's 3 volumes right here. You can also add a new mount point, a volume, or a bind. And then you can unmount it like that. So if we go over here to URL, and then a description, the URL, the target, and then security, the monitoring down here for the URL, and setup. So in the name, description, the modes, and then container name, the container port, and the container protocol, the result target preview, the use a host, which this is what you'll go to in your browser. Use path prefix, authentication required, smart shield protection, and restrict access to Constellation VPN. And then advanced settings down here, and just press save. The security, so authentication required, admin only, and then spoof host name, and then disable header hardening, smart shield protection, and then the limits. Block common bots, block a request without referring header, and then you press save. The monitoring, so the request and the resources. You can filter by hourly and daily, and then also the latest. Events. You get events on the URL as well. So that's a little bit about Cosmos Cloud's UI. So now I'm going to go to the UI and see if it works. So on the home, you can go to the UI. You can also go to Serve Apps over here and click the URL. So I'm going to go to the UI now. So battery voltage, utility voltage, the output voltage, frequency, RPM, and CPU temp. The status, so engine, line, and last log entries, and then the time down here. The maintenance, and then the generator exercise time. You can set this to weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. The set exercise time button right here, you can click it. A generator time, stop generator, start generator, and transfer. You can go to the outages right here, and then the logs, and then monitoring. So the generator monitor status, communication status, platform status. The notifications, you can set up an email recipient, and then the notification statuses, so the outage, error, warning, and info. And then you can press save. You can also add another recipient right here. The service journal, you can add one. A type is repair, check, observation, and maintenance. The service hours, and then the date, and then you can just say testing. And then the date of a value not correct. Service hours is not a number, so you can put service hours in, so 1,000. And then are you sure? And then it's saving. You can go back to service journal and you can see it did save. You can clear the journal, print the journal. You can go over here to settings, and so the site name enables here over TCP/IP, and there's quite a few options. Generator model specific settings right here, and then the web server security settings, the outbound email address settings, and then the inbound email commands processing. You can set up an IMAP server, and then you can display current weather by having a openweathermap.org API key, or and also the location to report. You can display the weather info right here, on or off. So now we go over to add-ons. So the Raspberry Pi, Linux, Tank Utility, MQTT, Slack, Twilio, CallMeBot, and then the enhanced exercise, and mobile carriers, email to SMS, and Mopica Pro propane tank sensor. And then you can also set up pushover. So you can go over here to about, and you can see that the version, you don't do any updates except when the BigBear Cosmos gets updated. So you can submit registers, submit logs, backup, and then log files. And you can go over here to live register view, 10 minutes, 1 hour, and 24 hours. And then it prints off a view, and then cancel. So that's a little bit about the UI for Genmon. So I just went over step by step on getting Genmon running on Cosmos Cloud. So if you like this tutorial, subscribe, comment, like, and support the channel. And if you have any video suggestions or need community support, you can go down to the Big Bear community and join our forum. There's a link in the YouTube description. So stay tuned for more.